Dan Hooker, after his loss to Arman Sarukian, looking to get back home out of Qatar, but Qatar Airways wouldn't let him on his flight to New Zealand, even though he was cleared to fly after his fight. They may be quite strict in terms of documentation.
They didn't let me on my flight back to New Zealand. He took one look at my face and he said they didn't let me go on the plane. I showed them my clearance letter from the UFC because I've obviously been to the hospital, CT scan, made sure nothing was broken and everything's all right. You're safe to fly. I was safe to fly, but I came to the plane and just B1 and B2 at Qatar Airways didn't let me on the flight. That's just it's pretty gutting. I just want to go home and see my kids. So that get delayed. They send me. I'm in the hospital now. They send me back to the hospital after I already had clearance. They send me back to the hospital. So bit delayed a bit. Just gutted. Just gutted.
Max Holloway thinks he should be ranked higher than Charles Oliveira. They could just fight next and settle it that way. A lot of people pissed off. Paddy Pimblett is ranked number 5 at lightweight. Number 6 and 10, Dan Hooker and Hanato Moicano are down to fight each other. Hooker says they both suck, so they should fight. Nate Diaz looking to fight Anthony Joshua or Jake Paul in MMA. Those two compete in boxing next month, December 19th in Miami.
Who do you want to fight next?
Who do I want to fight next? I want to beat the fuck out of Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua.
Oh, shit. I'm putting all my money on you.
I'll fight both of them both same night. Mount.
Oh. If I ever box, can you be my corner? Yeah. For real?
Yeah, but you got to train with me.
I will. No.
I ain't going to be cornering some dude who don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Devin Haney got $12 million for his fight over the weekend. Ben Askren says, time to go to the UFC. Gable can be champ in 18 months. He should go to the UFC, but champ in 18 months, I don't know about that. The UFC heavyweight division is bad, but at the very top, it ain't that bad. I don't know if a guy with just 2 fights is going to be able to rush to the title and win it in 18 months. It's reminiscent of how people were going crazy for Bo Nickel when he was crushing cans. He got hyped to astronomical levels, but MMA's advanced a long way from just someone who's a good wrestler and power puncher to be immediately a champion in the UFC. That being said, let's put him in the UFC heavyweight division and see where he goes from there. We always say this about the next upcoming wrestler, but look what happened to Bo. I won't believe the hype till he faces a real guy can prove he can go further than a round. UFC will feed Steveson 4 to 6 cans before he sees the top 15. His last name is probably always misspelled. You always see Stevenson, but he's Steveson. There's no N before that, son. But even Matt Brown is on the hype train, which is a little bit surprising. Usually he takes a more measured approach to hype. How many fights until Gable is UFC champ? I would put my money on him being able to get it done within a year from now. The only constraint is opportunity to do it. It's kind of crazy. That means he'd be like UFC champion in like 4 fights, 4 or 5 pro fights, and he's UFC champion. That's kind of insane. If he was able to do that, that would be pretty crazy and make the UFC heavyweight division look horrible. But at the same time, it has been done in the past. Brock Lesnar was able to become UFC heavyweight champion in just 4 pro MMA fights and beat Randy Couture, which is an amazing accomplishment. He also had a loss on his record during that period of time, so never say never. Darren Till's friends with Khamzat Chimaev, so he didn't like Ian Garry's interaction with him. Ian's a really good fighter, but so unlikable. So unlikable. Even hating on Leon's performance the way he did. Garry got kicked out of that gym, as did others, because he's a wanker at the end of the day.
First episode of my podcast, Ark Insanity. People call me dumb, hateful, and racist. I think everybody that called me those names is dumb, hateful, and racist themselves. I simply stated true history as a matter of fact, and it offends people so much that they attack me personally instead of disagreeing with the facts that I actually said, because you can't beat me in a debate. I promise you that. I promise you none of these guys will debate me publicly. Anyhow, episode 3 of Ark Insanity is out. It's huge. I talk about who I really think killed Charlie Kirk and how the entire investigation is fraudulent. And once again, people are going to call me dumb, hateful, and racist. And I don't give a shit, because y'all are the ones that are crooked. And in this country, we have freedom of speech. And you guys that try to come after my job or attack my family because of my opinions on things, you're cowards. And I'm doing episode 3, and I'd rather die than cancel this podcast. I'm not going to shut up.
UFC takes this weekend off, then they return the following weekend, UFC 323, December 6th in Vegas. 2 title fights, 125 title, 135 title. Both champs are favorites in the fights. If the champs win, those are the only 2 weight classes in the male divisions that there's no fluctuation with the belt. At 145, Topuria vacated and Volk secured the belt against Lopez. At 155, Makhachev vacated and Topuria secured the vacant belt against Oliveira. At 178, Makhachev beat JDM to get the belt. At 185, Hamzat beat DDP to get the belt. At 205 with Pereira, they put him on alive and he lost. They put him on alive again and he won. At heavyweight, Jones dropped the belt and Aspinall was promoted to be undisputed champion. Niam Jargal Tumandambari Inoue versus Picasso, December 27th in Riyadh. Raul Rosas Jr.'s sister, Kenya Rosas Martinez, won by first round TKO and Anthony Pettis fighting championship.
Welcome to the UFC 50K, baby.
Yes. How you feeling? Oh, well, it's honestly 50 G.
Pound for pound, remember? In fact, Alexandre Pantoja was saying, can you fight next month?
Michael Morales says he finds Ian Garry annoying as hell. He says he wants to secure what's mine, talking about the belt. Then whoever comes. If I have to fight Prates before the belt, then I'll do it, no problem. That'll be number 3 and 5 in the welterweight division. Morales 26, Prates 32 years old. Morales 19-0, Prates 23-7. Both guys win most of their fights by knockout. Interestingly, number 3 and 4 in the welterweight division have the exact same record. 19-0 for Morales, 19-0 for Shavkat Rakhmonov. Shavkat Rakhmonov has been out of action for a year, and during that period of time, Michael Morales picked up 2 TKO wins over Burns and Brady in the first round and consequently overtook Rakhmonov in the rankings. Islam Makhachev says he almost regrets not going to 170 earlier in his career. In my last fight, I wasn't smaller than my opponent. I was in the same physical condition. We were on equal terms, and I regretted a bit that I didn't move up way before, forcing myself to cut much weight for such a long time. Some people commenting they haven't announced the first pay-per-view of next year, but last year they waited till December 4th to announce the January 18th fight between Merab and Umar, so they'll probably announce who Ilya fights in a couple weeks. Ilya not that long ago said he'd never fight Arman because he can't trust him to show up. I don't know if he's changed his mind, but in the past he said he'd even vacate the belt rather than fight Arman.
It's too much effort in the game, and you have a guy in front who you don't know that maybe he could pull out from the fight. That's not something good for us. It's not on my back. Bro, I don't fucking care. They're gonna give him a fight before the title shot because there is no wave. I'm the world champion. I'm never gonna give him a chance to fight for the title. I will be like, listen, if that's the case, take my belt. I don't do it.
I think next fight is Paddy Pibland versus Ilya Topuria. I think then Arman will fight winner.
Ligger det fra deg? No toast, no.
Pareva minha!